Welcome back, bandits. I'm Red Bandit, and this is your ranch for the latest and greatest Red Dead Redemption 2 information, speculation, and more. So you saw my video earlier today, no doubt, about Every Eye and their gigantic preview on Red Dead Redemption 2. Well, since then, Game Reactor, Kotaku, and a few other media outlets have released information on the game. And although most of the information is very similar in terms of how the structure of the demo was played out, a lot of them include definite important details hidden within the writing in these articles. So I'm going to go over the information that's new, the stuff that's relevant, and of course we have tons of new screenshots that I'll be showing in the background on screen today. So we know that the preview for all of the demos started with a train robbery. Now Every Eye didn't go into much detail on this, but Game Reactor did. So this is what Game Reactor had to say. Arthur first has the task of rolling out an explosive cable from the train rails to a detonator. After the blasting goes wrong, he must raise a mate on the train. Plan B was to jump on the passing trains as they thunder past at high speed. These little moments may seem trivial individually, but together constitute a bigger picture. The game will make you feel like you are present and connected to the actions that play on the screen. Throughout the demonstration, it is clear that this is the overriding goal of the game. This detail work is so heavily emphasized that you can even eat stew with several presses on the right shoulder button. During missions, you can mess around in the closets and dressers and even pick up items and put them in your shoulder bag. Now, the next thing that I thought was really interesting and relevant for today's video was about the horses. They said that the horse has become more like an extension of yourself, at least if you treat it right. It stops, increases and changes the speed, and you can even move sideways according to the player's needs. There are many underlying mechanisms. You switch give with the X and L1 button, and if you hold the square button, the horse will go sideways in the direction you point to. If you build a close enough band with the horse, you can even learn a kind of hand-braking maneuver. In addition, it can carry cargo such as weapons, health dryers, and building materials. Rockstar wants you to tie a strong bond with your horse, and after a couple of minutes, I could already feel that we were getting their will. So, much like Every Eye, these guys decided to go down to Valentine. That's probably something that Rockstar Games has been instructing these demo players to do. A visit to the Gunsmith offered new, deep possibilities to customize every weapon in my arsenal. Not only can you clean your weapons, something that should be done to prevent mistakes in the heart of battle, but you can choose which material you want on every piece of everything from Smith & Wesson revolvers to rifles. Opposite the Gunsmith is a hotel where Arthur can seek shelter, take a bath, or enjoy a good meal and regain his stamina and health. And even in here, I just touched the surface. You have to sleep, cut the beard, which grows naturally over time, and maintain both guns and body so that you can be your best self. All of this is a very real feature in Red Dead Redemption 2. They even went on to elaborate how Arthur Morgan can now actually gain weight from eating too much, similar to GTA San Andreas with the ability to build up muscle, another feature that will hopefully come into the game. After he went into the hotel and discovered a doctor round the back doing illegal activities, a gunfight ensued. Eventually comes the law. They come riding in to investigate what caused all the noise. In Red Dead Redemption 2, it is not immediately assumed that you are the culprit. Instead, you get the opportunity to talk out of a possible confrontation, as long as you do not have a cowboy scarf over your mouth and a handy revolver in your hand, which I'm trying to explain. But nobody's buying my explanation of why I'm in the middle of a secret back room surrounded by bodies. I escape as fast as the horse can carry me. Now it carries me out of town and into the wilderness. A bounty will be put on my head, which will affect my relationship with the city people in Valentine. If I choose not to pay this bounty, shops will close when I walk down the main street and people will flee when they spot me. Rockstar Games did say that full fanfare is not always necessary, as before you do some missions, you'll be given the ability to choose whether you want to take this mission in a stealth aspect, allowing you to carry a bow and a knife. He then went on to explain how he heard a locomotive or a train in the distance. He then hopped on board the train and asked Rockstar Games, can you hijack them? And this is very exciting news for everyone, I'm sure, listening to this video and watching today. You can indeed hijack trains. He said he got on board the train, was able to control how fast it went, and was even able to use the horn. So that's just the key elements of the details that were featured in the second and third previews from Kotaku and Game Reactor. So moving on to a really great piece of information you guys will all love. If you look at this screenshot here taken from a few days ago with the location reveals by Rockstar, you may notice the sheer amount of blood, and it almost looks like this guy's arm has been blown off. Well, whether this arm is missing or not still doesn't matter, because today IGN confirmed that even weapons like shotguns in the game will blow people's limbs off from their bodies. We're not sure just how accurate this statement is, and we certainly don't have any screenshots or footage to back this one up. Although if this is the case, then it will certainly be a huge step forward for those people out there worried about the censorship of the game. I myself don't find myself bothered by the lack of these details in Gore, but it surely does mean good things for the Euphoria physics, and anything that benefits the physics in the game is approved by me. The only issue I have here with this statement is that this could have been taken way out of context, and it could be referring to the kill cams in the game. We've heard that the less honourable you are in your playstyle, then the more brutal and nasty your finishes and executions will be. Well, I'm starting to think that this reference to, quote, blowing heads off and arms off and such is actually just wordplay and exaggeration for the executions in the game, although I hope that isn't the case. I just have two more quick points to share with you guys. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you dead-eye that like button down below, and tomorrow we're going to have a brand new facts video releasing for you guys out there who are enjoying all of this information. Tomorrow is going to be absolutely ram-packed with information and facts confirmed only by the newest information that's been released today. So the first point is that outfits are customizable to an insane degree, in quote from IGN. You can choose to have your pants tucked into your boot or not, or sleeves rolled up or not, for instance. So of course we can have a lot more customization options. We can choose whether to have our hat on, we can choose whether to have our sleeves rolled up, and choose the style in which we wear our coats and jackets. And lastly, it's been reported that there is a Max Payne style dive being brought into the game that will allow players to slow down time, or at least dive into and out of trouble. As well as this, as we saw in trailer 3, crawling on the floor is also confirmed to be an available feature in the game. Now, I'm not so sure myself about this Max Payne bullet time. However, being able to dive, especially if that is integrated with Deadeye mode, slowing down time and then allowing us to dive out of the way, I am all for that idea. I think this sounds absolutely awesome. Let me know down in the comment section below what's your favourite fact that you found out today in this video, and as always, stay cool, stay awesome, and adios.